guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a weird or odd mod that you guys probably haven't seen on any other channel. Check this out. So this is a upgraded cab lift cylinder kit that comes with reinforcements for the underside of the cab for the thin sheet metal that's underneath it. I think they created this kit because when they started to add armor to the soft cabs, it started to bend all the little sheet metal pieces under there and whatnot. So it comes with a bunch of these brackets and some self-tappers, and it comes with this weird cover thing and this screw cap cover, which is like right here. I haven't figured out what to do with this yet, because if you go out here, like I've got this little flapper door on there. I understand that that's like extra added protection, but they want you to put this thing on here, but when you do and you tighten the set screws down and you close the door, it's constantly pushing on this for whatever reason. So I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with this thing. If you try to put it on like that, it just locks the whole cab. I think the reason they did this is because they probably upgraded the airbags to springs, and so they just basically just locked this out. But since I don't have that, I'm not gonna do anything with it. All those brackets go underneath here, and of course the lift cylinder gets replaced to a heavy-duty lift cylinder. You're basically reinforcing this thin single piece that's on its side by its own. It looks pretty straightforward. It took me a while to figure out the orientation of the brackets and whatnot, but we're gonna give it a shot here. Fingers crossed I don't mess this up. You get one chance. So let me see if there's anything else I can tell you. The instructions are pretty decent. This, I figured out, is like if you're looking through the floorboard view of the brackets, because if you try to line stuff up like it is in the picture on the underside of the cab, it doesn't work, because this side is actually the skinny side. So even if you turn it upside down and flip it around, it doesn't make too terribly much sense. So anyhow, we're gonna go out here and start bolting all this crap on here and see where it goes. Okay, got the old cylinder off of there. There's just a cotter pin holding it on the bottom. Two 9/16 fittings. Use a 9/16 wrench on them. And then if you can get an adjustable wrench in there, you can just unscrew it from that pivot anchor thing that's in there. And then this is wide open, so you can do work on it. I'm gonna do a little comparison shot for you guys here on this cylinder. Look at the size difference. It's has a lot more girth. Anyways, we got to transfer these fittings over to this one, and then I'll get this cylinder set up and ready to go back on the truck. Zip all these brackets in where they're supposed to go, and then reconnect the cylinder. Okay, after a bunch of fighting, this is what we've ended up with for our bracket setup. The upper ones are A and D, and then these ones are B, C, and then that outer one is E. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of touch-up paint, and then we're going to get this cylinder installed. So far it's going good. Took a while to get through these, some of the thicker sections of the cross member. I used an 11/64 drill bit to pre-tap those, to get those drilled through there. All right. We got the lift cylinder installed. I hit the grease zerk there, cleaned up all of the fittings and everything on that, and I bled the system. Ran out all of the milky ATF fluid that's was in the original cylinder. One thing I recommend doing is attaching it up here first, and then attaching your hydraulic lines and running the cylinder up and down twice manually with your hand pump here. What that'll do is get rid of all of the air bubbles that are in it and prevent it from binding, and it will also prevent your cab from crashing down the very first time you go to use this. Because if there's no fluid in there and you try to lower your cab, this thing is going to just come slamming down. So exercise the cylinder up and down a couple times, get it attached at the bottom, put a new cotter pin in it, grease it, tighten up the lock nut on this, get it adjusted correctly, and then yeah, it should be good to go. So the last thing I need to do is just test it. I'm going to do that manually, and then that should be a completed project. Well, I lifted the cab up and down twice with the air over hydraulic controller, and it works fine. So I'm going to consider this a win. By the way, this kit was just over $200 shipped. I don't know if there's any left, but I will leave a link in the description. If you see a quantity of 0, that means everybody bought it out. If you're watching this video, you're one of the first people to watch this video. Every time I list something on my channel that I'm working on, and the comment section starts filling up with, "There's no more left, can I have a link for another one?" Well, if you're the first person to watch the video, you may want to consider purchasing the items if there's any left, because they do sell out rather quickly when people know about them. But other than that, that's probably going to be it for this episode, guys. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. You're going to want to stay tuned. You never know what's coming up on this channel. But as always, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and I will catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.